Good evening and welcome to the Guilderland Central School District's Board of Education meeting. Today is November 19th, 2024. Can we all please silence our cell phones and stand for the Pledge of Allegiance?
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Thank you. Why don't we start with our high school student representative?
Hi, my name is Parth Sarecha, and I'm a junior at Guilderland High School. It's such an honor to be here in front of you tonight. The other representative, Levin, wasn't able to make it in today, so it'll just be me reporting. First off, quarter one ended about a week or two ago, and the grades are finalized and put into eSchool by all of your teachers. So parents and students can go onto eSchool and look at their final report cards and what comments their teacher has left, as well as their final grades for that quarter. Also, the winter sports season just recently started up. The winter sports season includes sports like basketball, wrestling, and indoor track and field, and it'll go for a couple months until the weather starts to warm up in the spring. Finally, the Guilderland players put on their yearly fall play a couple weeks ago, about 2 weeks ago, I'd say, and this year they featured The Cottage. The play was run by students of Guilderland High School, and it was performed by students of Guilderland High School throughout all different grades, and was also, the behind-the-scenes work was also done by students. I was at that play, and I think they did a really, really great job. That's all from me today. Thank you so much, and have a great night.
Thank you. Okay, and we'll go to public comment number one. Are there any public comments either in person or via email?
Yeah, I put them in front of you there on the,
You did.
sorry.
Just a moment. Why don't we start with our in-person public comment? We have Daniel and Brendan.
Good evening. My name is Brendan Tsao, and with me is Daniel Bion. We're honored to be here tonight as members of the Guilderland High School music program. The music program at Guilderland has been an integral part of our lives. Not only has it helped shape us as musicians, but also as people.
From the moment that we joined, the music department has been nothing but supportive. Since the day we picked up our instruments in 4th grade, to the early morning rehearsals and lessons that we prepared and propelled us to the top of orchestras and sent us to festivals, now including the NYSSMA All-State Conference. As seniors, we want to leave GHS knowing that the future generations that pass through the school will also have the opportunity to have such a fruitful experience that Brendan and I were given. And in addition, not to face the roadblocks and potholes that we persisted through.
The Guilderland Music Department, especially at the high school, offers a rich and diverse array of opportunities for students to express their musical talents. The dedication of our staff and sense of community creates a truly thriving environment. While we are forever thankful for the experiences the music department has given us, we've always felt there's been something lacking.
Through our experiences, Brendan and I deeply understand the impact of a well-equipped rehearsal space. This ranges from the productivity of rehearsals to the overall enthusiasm, energy, and even the connectivity between the musicians. An additional music facility would not only serve as an area for students to practice, rehearse, and strengthen their music abilities, but offer a distinct location where the students can comfortably call their home within GHS.
Lastly, we would like to express our gratitude towards the Guilderland Music Parents and Friends Association for their unwavering support. Their dedication and advocacy, from paying our all-state fees to hosting the annual cabaret and pops concerts, has made all the difference. Thank you for supporting us and helping create opportunities that allow us to pursue our passion.
And thank you for your time, and we look forward to the incredible possibilities that lie ahead of the GHS music program and the Guilderland music program.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Okay, and Christine Govin.
She's the TA president.
I'm going to just stand on my toe. That's better. Good evening, everyone. My name is Christine Govin, and I am the TA unit president. The action taken in July to institute a wage of $25 per hour for teaching assistants subbing in the TA for a TA in the Comprehensive Skills Program classrooms caused inequity within the CSP classrooms. The TAs assigned to the CSP classrooms were working alongside subs earning more, not necessarily doing the same thing. TAs in the CSP classrooms rightfully spoke up and insisted that they receive equity, and I would like to thank all of them for speaking up. The solution posed by district office has caused more difficulties. The offer of increasing the base wage of all CSP TAs to $25, while generous, would constitute a percent increase like nothing ever negotiated in our unit's history. For some, it would be a 31% raise. It could be the equivalent of moving a TA from step 1 to step 20 immediately. We have TAs that have spent their entire career moving up the step schedule, working 20 years to get to that step. The TA Rep Council consists of TAs from all buildings and all assignments, CSP, one-to-one, Gen Ed program TAs, and we convened to discuss the proposal. Considering the inequity that would be caused by suddenly increasing the wages of only certain members of our unit, and the fact that the new sub-pay rate did not generate the result that DA was looking for to keep the CSP rooms fully staffed, we voted to ask for the removal of the $25 CSP TA sub-rate completely, but we had to decline the offer to raise the base wage of all CSP TAs to $25 an hour. Our Rep Council, some of whom work or have worked in the CSP classrooms, are aware of how difficult that assignment is. We have seen and written the incident reports, the Workplace Violence Prevention Act reports. We know what happens with students kicking, biting, punching, threatening, spitting on TAs. We know what the TAs feel like having to go in every day knowing they're going to face that. Many in our unit support a higher wage being paid to TAs in the CSP assignment. However, there are TAs that work in one-to-one assignments that experience the same abuse due to extreme student behaviors. There are TAs whose responsibilities even extend beyond a typical classroom assignment. All of our assignments are not created equal. Many CSP TAs are dissatisfied with this decision made by the TA Rep Council. It is causing a great deal of turmoil in our unit, as they seem to think that the council does not accept the reality of the difficulty of the CSP assignment. That is not the case. However, increases should be negotiated, with input from members and with a proper process between the unit and district office. Actions beyond our control created the situation, and the decision our Rep Council made in good conscience with the intent to be fair to our membership has caused division, anger, disappointment, and resentment. We appreciate your concern that CSP TAs be properly compensated. All members of our unit need to be properly compensated, with wages decided on through negotiations. Thank you for your time.
Okay, thank you. I think there's no other emailed comments, correct? Okay, great. So now, Bob, would you like to move on to the showcase of students?
Good evening. It's my pleasure to introduce our NISMA Conference All-State Ensemble participants. So this year we have 4 students that are going to be representing Guilderland. So every spring, thousands of students across New York State perform solos for adjudicators to compete for the coveted few slots to perform in the NISMA all-state ensembles. So there are ensembles for vocal, for orchestra, for band, and so in a few weeks, in the first weekend of December, they're going to travel to Rochester and rehearse for 3 days and give concerts at the Eastman Theater, which is, if you've never had a chance to be there, it's a beautiful space. So they're I'm sure very much looking forward to this experience. It's a once in a lifetime experience. So we have Daniel Bion, who will be performing violin for the symphony orchestra, and Brendan Sau, who will be playing trombone in the symphonic band, and Sam Wu, who will be playing trumpet in the symphonic band, and also John Wang, who will be playing clarinet in the symphonic band, who was not able to be here this evening. So congratulations, gentlemen.
So congratulations, and thank you for making our district proud. It's always really nice to highlight the wonderful work that comes out of our music department, so thank you. Did you want a picture with the old folks here on the school board? I think that's what we typically do.
Great, right?
There we go.
Yeah.
Yes.
How do we do this?
We usually come to the front. You seem a little taller than some of us, so.
I'll come around and take the photo.
Oh, okay, very good.
All right. So now we will move on to our consent items, and this includes the minutes from our last meeting, from the October 22nd meeting, as well as the CSE and CPSE recommendations. Can I get a motion to approve or accept? Tara, second Nina. Any questions or comments? All those in favor? Okay, unanimous. And then we move on to personnel action. Can I get a motion to approve all the items listed on the personnel item printout? Okay. We have one refusal. All right, so Kelly, and then second Katie. Any questions or comments? All those in favor? Okay. Passes unanimously. And I would like to say to the public that that vote was very important because it included the resignation of our very own Superintendent Marie Wiles. So I'd like to ask everyone to join me in a round of applause.
No, you voted.
We congratulate you and also are very happy for you, and also will be crying after the meeting. So,
Well, thank you, everyone. I appreciate it.
moving on to financials. Is that you, Andrew?
Yes.
No, that's part of the consent.
Oh, it's
was
part of the
consent
consent.
agenda.
See, look, I'm off track because I'm sad. Okay. All right. Superintendent information.
Actually, Rachel is next.
Oh, I thought
Curriculum and instruction.
curriculum and instruction. I think
We're good, because
We're good.
my item was to recognize our student showcase.
so.
Oh,
They were here
okay,
tonight,
all
so
right.
you don't need me to recognize them.
You can't resign, Maria. That's what happens.
We're falling apart. All right, well, I am glad we have members of our teaching assistant group here today because today is actually School-Related Professionals Day, November 19th, 2024, and we are joining with schools statewide in acknowledging our school-related professionals. These fine folks are dedicated support staff that make public schools run smoothly. They help educate, transport, feed, and as well as keep them safe in school, our students. They're bus drivers and attendants, aides, teaching assistants, cafeteria workers, clerical staff, health service personnel, and custodians. The bill that created the School-Related Professional Recognition Day takes place on the third Tuesday of November each year, and it was signed into law in 2007. Inside and outside of classrooms, we honor the hard work, knowledge, skill, commitment, and love that you have for all of our students. So we very much appreciate your efforts. We hear your message. We'll do our best to recognize everyone. So congratulations to all of our school-related professionals, and especially those who could be with us tonight. My second item is just a brief summary of our work on November 5th, which was our third Superintendent's Conference Day of the school year. At the elementary level, the day was used for parent-teacher conferences, while at the middle and high school, they held a variety of professional development activities. The morning was focused on activities designed by our equity action teams, and the afternoon was used for department meetings. There were also professional learning opportunities for our TAs, monitors, and clerical staff. I thought the day was very well planned and well received by all. And I told Rachel I might toss the ball over to here because she coordinated, led, and helped coordinate all of the events. So Rachel, anything you'd like to add?
You covered it pretty well. We did have some opportunities for our K-5 teaching assistants and aid monitors on November 1st, which was the first parent-teacher conference day, in addition to some activities on November 5th. Just a few highlights. There was a positivity project training at the middle school. There were some equity teamwork and some small group equity work at the high school in the morning. Then, as Dr. Wiles said, in the afternoon was focused on department time for those two levels of teachers. TAs were able to attend some workshops in the morning and then with their buildings, and then in the afternoon had some time to complete their mandated reporter training. And our aid monitors had a variety of different offerings on school safety, suicide prevention, and student behavior work.
Thank you, Rachel. Shall I keep going?
Yes, please.
All right. My next item is a reminder of the cell phone forum that we'll be holding in this very room on Monday, December 9th. So we will host a formal panel discussion on distraction-free school environments. This will be an information gathering session for the school community and would help inform a cell phone-free policy that the Board of Education is considering. The panel discussion will be held in this very room at Guilderland High School. It's an in-person event. The session will be live streamed like this board meeting is, and it will also be recorded. The panelists slated to attend will provide a variety of perspectives and will include David Blanchard, who's the superintendent of Schoharie Central School, a district that put the cell phone-free policy into effect at the start of the 2022-23 academic year. And Mr. Blanchard will discuss the changes in learning, engagement, student socialization that they've observed since implementing the policy. Other panelists will include a Schoharie High School student, a member of the Guilderland Police Department, a licensed and certified school psychologist, a middle school teacher from Guilderland, also a Guilderland High School teacher, and a high school administrator. The GCSD school community will have the opportunity to submit questions they would like to the panel. They would like the panel to address via a Google form that actually went out on Friday. And the questions received will help shape the overall discussion. And then shortly following the panel discussion, the district will launch a thought exchange to gather community input and perspectives on a possible cell phone-free policy. So please join us on December 9th.
Dr. Wiles, when's the timing for that?
7 to 8:30.
Okay.
I should have read that,
Yeah, it
thank
wasn't
you.
any- yeah.
My next item, a few weeks ago, I shared that we had submitted a grant to Albany County regarding tobacco and substance use prevention education, and I'm pleased to report that we recently received notification that we were awarded a grant for tobacco and substance use prevention for a total of $13,000. And we're happy to be able to implement a program. This is a module-based program from the American Lung Association Vape-Free Schools Initiative. So we will be learning more about that, and I want to just shout out to our community member, Christine Duffy, who actually did the first draft of the grant that we were able to put together. So we're appreciative of that and the resources that will allow us to help students make some good decisions. And next, on the heels of the statements of our students, I just want to provide a brief update on the work of our facilities committee. The committee held its first meeting a couple weeks ago on November 6th, where it reviewed the work of the Future Ready Task Force subcommittees. They looked at our building condition surveys for all 7 school buildings, technology needs across the district, and infrastructure related to EV buses. The committee will be meeting several more times in the coming weeks in preparation for making its recommendations to the Board of Education in February for a May 2025 capital project referendum. Our next meeting is actually tomorrow afternoon. So stay tuned. We'll be giving lots of updates on our work on this proposed capital project. And last but not least, we have been recognized by the Albany County Legislature for fostering civic education through the implementation of the New York State Education Department Seal of Civic Readiness Program. And I've brought the proclamation along. I'll pass it along for you to see. I'd like to congratulate all of our faculty and staff who have been part of that to help implement the program. And we're going to be doing a program report on social studies later in the year, and we'll talk some more about the process for this and what it means for our students. So thank you to our social studies department and to Rachel, who helped along to make this possible. So thank you. And I will send it this way and then back if you want to take a look at the proclamation.
Great, thank you. I'll look at it after the meeting. Thank you. Okay, now moving on to board president information. You have items A through G, and those policies are presented for information and discussion. These documents were discussed at a recent Board of Education Policy Review Committee meeting and are being presented for first read and edits. Okay, so we'll discuss that later. And now moving on to action items for school business.
Thank you. I have a number of items for your consideration tonight. The first are 3 service agreements, one with LaSalle School, which provides educational experiences for adolescent males who are experiencing significant difficulties in their home, school, or community. Agreement with Lifetime Benefit Solutions, which will provide administrative services for our flexible spending plan. An agreement with St. Coleman's House in Waterville, which is a day treatment residential program for children on the autism spectrum disorder or related developmental disabilities.
Can I get a motion to accept the agreement? Okay, Meredith, second Kelly. Any questions or comments? All those in favor? Passes 9-0.
Thank you. My next item is a UPK contract with St. Madeleine Sophie School for the 2024-25 school year.
Okay, can I get a motion to accept the agreement? Gloria, second Rebecca. Any questions or comments? All those in favor? Aye. Passes 9-0.
Thank you. My next item is an internship agreement with the Rochester Institute of Technology for internship and practicum experience for college students.
Can I get a motion to accept the agreement with RIT? Tara, second Kim. Any questions or comments? All those in favor? Aye. Passes 9-0.
Thank you. My next item is a budget amendment to the school lunch fund budget. This is for $100,000 to purchase a walk-in freezer to store food for all of our schools.
Great. Can I get a motion to accept? Katie, second Meredith. Any questions or comments? All those in favor? Passes 9-0.
Thank you. My next item is a declaration of surplus or obsolete property, which is enumerated in the agenda.
Okay, can I get a motion to accept? Nina, second Gloria. All those in favor, questions or comments? All those in favor? Passes 9-0.
Thank you. My next item is a resolution to correct the 2023-24 and 2024-25 tax rolls because of a clerical error in the calculation of 2 tax bills related to not applying entitled exemptions.
Motion to accept the correction. Kelly, second Katie. Any questions or comments? All those in favor? Passes 9-0.
Thank you. I will have a form for all of you to sign afterwards
Okay.
for that resolution. The next item is a shared services agreement with New Lebanon Central School District to offer an eligible student with disabilities to attend a program at their district.
All right, can I get a motion to accept a shared services agreement? Rebecca, second Gloria. Any questions or comments? All those in favor? Passes 9-0.
Thank you. My next item is a resolution to accept our delinquent tax rolls and the composite tax collection report. We collect taxes as we can, and then we pass delinquent taxes on to the county, who makes us whole, and then collects the delinquent taxes.
Okay. Motion to accept. Let's see, we've got Kim, second Meredith. Any questions or comments? Okay, all those in favor? 9-0.
Thank you. My final item is recommending a monetary donation from the Guilderland Elementary School PTA for the purchase of a Gaga ball pit at the school.
Motion to accept the Gaga. Kelly, second Tara. Any questions or comments?
exciting.
What is a Gaga game? I don't know. It's okay.
I'm not quite sure, but my kids love
Tell
it.
me later. Oh, okay. All those in favor?
Aye.
Passes 9-0.
Surely more fun to say than to play.
It's definitely fun to say.
Thank you.
Okay, and thank you to the PTA for that donation. I'm sure it's a lot of fun. Let's have a board Gaga game one day. Okay, superintendent action.
Alrighty, I have 5 co-curricular club approvals, one at the high school for American Sign Language with Ms. Rader as the advisor. And at the middle school, there are 4 requests, a writing club with Ms. Paulden, an anime community club with Ms. Pratt, a 3D printing club with Ms. Behrens, and a 5-minute crafts club with Ms. Gilbert.
Great. Motion to approve the clubs A through E. Katie, second Nina. Any questions or comments? Can we start coming to these 5-minute craft clubs? That would be great. Club meetings. All those in favor?
Aye.
Passes 9-0.
Okay, my next item is seeking approval for our 2024-2025 professional learning plan.
Okay, motion to accept the learning plan. Katie, second Kelly. Any questions or comments? All those in favor? Passes 9-0.
Thank you. And my last item, we are seeking board approval for a foreign travel experience. We have a group of students participating in Model UN, and that is going to be in Toronto, Canada, February 6th through the 9th, with Mr. Kopf and Ms. Santa Barbara. Anytime we travel out of the country, we ask the board to approve it.
Great. Well, I think this is very exciting. Motion to approve the request for foreign travel. Gloria, second Rebecca. Any questions or comments? Okay, all those in favor? 9-0. I'm so glad our students will have that opportunity. Okay, board committee reports. Let's begin with audit.
Audit has not met since our last meeting. We do have 5 very qualified applicants for the open community position, and interviews are currently being scheduled. I'm not sure if we actually have that scheduled yet, or if it's still in process. Still in process?
Coming
No,
soon.
it's December 3rd.
December 3rd, okay.
We just finalized it.
Okay, great.
Business practices.
So we met on Monday, that was yesterday. The committee approved a memorial request honoring Willow, the service dog at Pine Bush who passed away last spring. And this request will come to the full board on December 10th, and Pine Bush staff raised money for a plaque. The other thing we discussed was a low-income senior exemption. The 2023-24 enacted state budget allows local entities to increase the ceiling for low-income senior exemption. Guilderland School District current low-income senior exemption has a sliding scale from $29,000 to the full exemption of $37,400 for a partial exemption. and a maximum allowable range is now 50,000 to 58,400. So because we're unable to accurately project the impact, the committee recommends a partial increase. The new range would be 35,000 for the full exemption as a phase-out benefit up to 43,500. So currently for the district, the low-income senior exemption and the disability exemption are mirrored. The board may wish to update them in sync, and Andrew will present more details at the December meeting. And if the board wishes, action can be taken at the January 14th meeting. And the last thing we talked about was vehicle purchase. The district is not planning on purchasing conventional school buses, but is pursuing electric school buses. The Business Practices Committee would like to maximize current rebates and incentives to purchase electric school buses at no net cost to taxpayers. Current electricity capacity is a potential limiting factor. And we will need to replace a 2007 Chevy utility dump body. Cliff Nooney is working on the quote for this purchase.
Okay, thank you. And you'll be presenting at the December meeting.
The December meeting, I'll share more information about the law and options.
Great, thank you. Okay, and now communications.
We just met this evening, so I will present out the minutes at the next meeting. We are scheduled to meet again on December 10th at 5 p.m.
Okay, thank you. DEI, we meet tomorrow. Anything else? We meet tomorrow, so more to come. Okay. I know some of the subcommittees met, but, okay.
More to come.
More to come. Policy committee?
So we've met twice since our last meeting. We voted on the things that we've been working on. But
Fruits of your labor.
Yes. Specifically, though, the sex discrimination and sex-based harassment policies have been divided and made clearer to read. We think with less sort of legalistic language and more real-life, realistic language. So you can see what we have been working on.
Great. Okay, any other public comments? Linda? No. Okay, anybody in the crowd? No? Okay. All right, board issues, ideas, and sharing. Gloria, yay.
I got the chance to go to Linwood to experience the Veterans Day celebration.
Oh.
And I have to say, it was so emotional, I can't tell you. There were about 40 vets there. The children that brought them were relatives or friends, and they had a breakfast for everyone in the library, and then they all marched into the auditorium gym, I guess it's called, and the crowd was all there, and we sang a whole bunch of patriotic songs, and they interviewed one of the gentlemen, which was a great interview by the kids. The kids had prepared skits, and so we could learn about Veterans Day and its history. I have to congratulate the staff, the parents. It was just a wonderful, wonderful activity.
I'm so glad that we have that activity.
Yeah.
Were there other schools that had the same activity? I feel like I saw.
I don't know. I'm liaison to Linwood, so I try to go to their things, and that was one of them, and I'm so glad I went.
GES did something, but
GES.
not quite.
I think I
don't
saw
think it was
it.
quite as extravagant.
I
Veterans
believe
for Veterans
West Main
came.
did too.
West Main too? Okay, great, thank you for sharing. I'll share if, does anybody else want to go? Okay.
There's a couple of us.
Okay, look at that, I don't want to steal anyone's thunder.
I just wanted to thank the Guilderland Police Department and the Fire Department for welcoming the girls field hockey team back from competing in state championship game, for welcoming them back to the high school. So thank you again.
And I wanted to congratulate the field hockey team and Coach Sykes. It was the states, so
State
it was
championship
4x4 and then the state.
Yes, it was Saturday and then Sunday.
I don't think it's called 4x4. Final four.
Final four and then
Thank you.
state. Yeah.
Can you tell? I'm not familiar with it. Congratulations, though, it's pretty awesome. And yes, thank you to the fire department, et cetera. I'll circle back after Rebecca goes.
I have two things. So a group of pediatricians were able to participate in a rally this afternoon to end child poverty that was held today at the state capitol. The New York State Child Poverty Reduction Act was passed by the legislature and signed by the governor in 2022, and it's committed to cutting the child poverty rate in half by 2032. The rally was to support these measures, especially as recommendations will come out next year based off of this act to include meaningful statewide investments in evidence-based policies that it would behoove us to advocate for, especially since focusing on the needs of our most vulnerable students was one of our goals that we have, enumerated in the past. The second thing I wanted to say was the upstate New York chapter of the American Academy of Pediatrics, which includes the Capital District, signed on to a letter of support to the U.S. Congress last week, urging the passage of the Kids Online Safety Act in the final end of the year hopeful legislation. This is a bipartisan piece of legislation that would hold social media companies accountable to protect children. The legislation provides federal protection for minors against mental health harms, sexual exploitation and trafficking, financial harms, cyberbullying, and illegal product placement. The bill requires companies to go through independent external audits and create substantial youth and parental controls to create a safer digital environment for kids and adolescents. Just today, actually, in the Times-Union, a bipartisan coalition of 32 states' attorney generals, including our Letitia James, urged Congress to pass this legislation with a provision that it would not preempt state law that would potentially include stronger protections. The reason I bring this up is because we're obviously having our forum on December 9th regarding cell phone usage, and I thought it was timely.
It is. Great, thank you for sharing. Okay, I have two things unless anyone else, okay. First, I would like to say good luck to our NYSSMA musicians who are going to Rochester this weekend. So we had, there's a larger group, not just the four that were here, but, right? Am I calling it the right thing, Bob?
Yes.
Okay, NYSSMA, all right. Good luck to them. It's going to be great. And then I have a question, because I have to carpe diem with Marie Wiles, since she is leaving. I had a student ask me why we don't offer a varsity letter for students who participate in the unified sports. And so my question to you is that a district thing? Is it a suburban council decision?
Well, I feel so impressed to say I don't know. I think I don't know if Regan knows.
Yeah, I do know that we do for unified basketball.
Okay.
The reason why we didn't initially, and again, I'm been out of the world for a little bit, but the reason why we didn't initially for unified bowling was that it was like a 3-week season.
Okay.
So I don't know what happened now, unfortunately, but I do know for unified basketball because it's 2+ month season, 3-month season almost now. So we do for unified basketball.
And it's right now bowling and then unified basketball's in the spring?
Unified basketball's in the spring. Bowling is like February, so
February,
it's not
okay.
end of winter.
Would it be possible to look into whether or not that's a possibility, even if it's a shorter season for bowling? Or no?
Yeah,
Yeah?
for sure.
Okay.
Yeah.
We will look into that.
And the other thing I'm just remembering, and I don't know how often they practice for bowling, and but initially it was only like 2 or 3 times a week. When you look at what a varsity letter is given for other sports, just didn't make sense initially.
Okay. All right. I think that was it for me. Thank you.
I got one
Okay.
more.
Oh, Gloria, yay.
Just one more thing. I haven't said anything in a few months, but every month, 18 students from Farnsworth come down to the south end of Albany, and they prepare a room and they set up a lunch for people who in the south end, a free lunch they come in and serve. So these kids act as waiters. They man a table. They bring drinks. They make it a 5-star restaurant experience. And I like to thank those kids because different kids sign up. Mrs. Watson at the middle school signs them up. They come to her and they sign up. And sometimes I get a repeat, and sometimes I get a lot of repeats, and sometimes brand new kids. And today, Mr. St. John joined us. So sometimes one of the administrators will come down, and there's always a parent around or another teacher. So thank you all for what they do.
And thank you for providing that opportunity for students, honestly. I think it is life-changing for some of the students that go and witness other circumstances. Great, thank you. Okay, so I think we're going to, I need a motion to adjourn to executive session. Kelly, second, Katie. Okay, Okay, all those in favor, my bad, all those in favor.
Aye.
Okay, all right, 9-0. Okay.